Cody, 8 dunks tonight. When was the last time you had that many in a game?
I don't know, maybe in high school sometime or something, I don't know, but I had a pretty easy job just catching and dunking it. Our guards did a really nice job of finding me in the alley a couple times. Riddell did a really nice job running. I thought it was a good team effort.
Tom, Derek, I know you guys talked to Derek. You talked to about these guys just kind of, I think the term was out-toughing you the past couple of years to just own them on the glass like that, to play the way you did tonight. Is that refreshing against this opponent in particular?
Yeah. To have, said what was said about us and what these guys have done to us in the past, and to come out and do that, and to get to a point where we were putting in, Ralph and Taylor and Corey and Jeff in the Big Ten, in a Big Ten game, it's huge for us. All these guys, Victor, Verdell, they just came out. Will, everybody came out with that toughness that we needed, and we kind of ran with it. Once we got in the flow, it was kind of hard to stop us.
Tom, with all that you've been through in 4 years here, how good was it to both have a game like that and also get the love from the fans that you got today?
It feels good. Feels a lot better with a win. I know those have been hard to come by in my career, so the way we're playing this year has been outstanding. We still have a couple things to work on, like defense and getting back in transition, but we're just going to watch the film, get better, and move on to the next game.
How much of a change was it to go from the type of game you guys played against Wisconsin that slow to this fast, and how much more do you guys enjoy this sort of free-flowing sort of style?
It was obviously a big change, a lot more scoring, and in the second half they jumped out on us trying to run, and we didn't get back a couple of times, but then we settled in, and that's just the pace that we like to play at.
Derek, you had 8 points in 68 seconds. Just talk about what was working for you in that stretch.
I don't know. Like Cody mentioned earlier, it was just those guards finding us. I know Will got me a couple times. I just came in this morning. Coach Green called me last night. Play with confidence. And once I saw that first one kind of go down, that's how it kind of goes for me, shooting-wise. If I make my first couple ones, then, I have a potential to have a good game. And I didn't know it was that early, but I know I was pretty excited, and it felt good to get out there and shoot it pretty well.
What was more fun in that stretch, the 8 points or the block you had on Marble on the other end?
I would.
Was it your first career block?
I would say the block, just because the block was nice, just because I've been worried about my defense a lot this year, and to know that he did cross me over a little bit, but to jump back and be able to keep my feet and to get that block, I don't know, I kind of pat my shoulder on that.
You guys held them without a field goal, I think, the last 4:07 of the first half. Just talk about that stretch and kind of locking it down going into halftime. How did that set things up for the second half?
We were playing defense pretty well for that stretch. In the second half, we allowed too many openings. We just got to put together a 40-minute defensive game. We got to carry that through the whole game.
Hey, Cody, was there a sense tonight, because of the matchup, if we're patient and we get the ball inside, we're going to have a huge demand, shooting some mismatches down low?
I don't know. I think the guards did a really nice job of getting into the paint, and then finding me whether I was in the alley or kicking it out to one of our shooters. So I think the biggest thing is that our guards were able to get in the middle of the lane.
What does it mean for you guys to still win by 14 and only hit 4 3-pointers? Something that you guys have kind of been relying on at times.
Well, the big three-point shooter that I am, it just feels a lot better. The guards really penetrated, like Cody said. They got past their guards and just made plays in the middle of the floor. Verdell was outstanding with his decisions tonight, and it led to a bunch of blocks from Cody and a bunch of drop-offs for us.
Cody, what do you think about the way Derek and Will, the spark they provided early? How big of an impact was that early in the game?
Yeah, that was great. Will started off hot. Got the whole team going, and then Derek came in and hit a few shots, got us going, and then Tom came in. It was just I think it was a full team effort.
Don't know if you guys have looked at the numbers or not, but 3 more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds throughout the game. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always one of our keys to get on the offensive glass. You know, you get second chance points, you know, hustle plays, whether it's offensive rebounds or defensive deflections. You know, we just have to win the hustle game every game.
You guys have both mentioned Verdell a few times, and just how much better has he been just in the last 2 games? It seems like he's really been able to attack the paint a lot and, you know, get a lot of penetration, open things up for you guys. Just what's he doing so much better in the last couple of games?
Yeah, I would think Verdell's making a lot better decisions. I can definitely tell he's not rushing anymore. You know, when he gets into huddles after timeouts, he kind of is letting everybody know what he's going to be doing and where everybody should be at that time. So Verdell's decision making these past couple of days, even in practice, has just been phenomenal. He's kind of just been the team leader so far. I mean, he's been the floor general for us, and you know, it really showed tonight.
Tom, did you notice the crowd giving you a standing ovation, and if so, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, I noticed when Coach was trying to put me in, and then he took me back out, and they started. You could hear the big sigh, but you know, it feels great when we get, you know, the crowd into the game, when everybody has a bunch of big plays, and you know, they've really been a 6-man this year, helping us out, and you know, providing some energy, and you know, hopefully we've provided some energy to them as well.
The putback slam, how big was that for you?
It wasn't as good as the first one I had last year, but it'll get the job done.
How do you feel your game has improved in a complementary role opposed to earlier in your career when the other team really had to focus on you?
Yeah, I mean, my role's changed a lot. You know, Coach Buckley's always telling me defense and rebounding, and I think, you know, my defense sparked a couple extra points tonight. And, you know, that's just something I'm trying to do, is just come in and bring energy on the defensive side of the court.
Most points for you guys for RIU in a Big Ten game in a little over 15 years. What's it like when you get out